Hey friends, to play the guitar, you need to have some dexterity with your fretting hand. If you're right-handed, that'd be the left hand. I suppose your right hand has to be able to do some things too. Let's look at some really basic dexterity. Had a question from Dan about exercises to work the ring and pinky separately from the other two. I think that's an excellent idea from Dan, but I had some ideas about just kind of how I might keep my hands functioning, or if I'm beginning to gain the independence of the fingers, or if I've been playing a while, maybe, or if we're getting a little up there in the years and finding our mobility is changing in our hands. So, whatever level you're at, I think these ideas will be useful. So, the most simple thing for a beginner or an experienced guitar player is on the first string, like maybe open to the first fret. Ooh, I'm tuned down a half step. Cool. So that's pretty easy, right? Just open to first fret. But I do have students that's going to be, we're going to have to sit and talk about that a while to get them lined up to do this. Or they might not understand or be committed to the amount of repetition they need. So repetition means like just stay with it a little bit. And my picking hand is sitting here on the bridge, not floating in space. Side of my hand on the bridge, roll it forward. Pick is on my index and thumb. And these fingers are here. And I'm kind of feeling the string with the pick and fingers. All right, I know that's really simple. But let's move on to open to second fret. And they do sound different too. I mean, it's got kind of an annoying mosquito sound. And this is kind of like reminds me of like a horn on a child's tricycle or something. Open to second fret using the middle finger. And you can probably figure out what I'm going to do next. Yes, open to third fret, ring finger, which sounds kind of like a blues scale. You could work those three fingers like. Notice how I kept the fingers on the string because I'm thinking about reversing it. Or you could just do two frets. So the point is, be creative with some basic exercises, and you just have to do this, If you're just trying to play the guitar and you're not working on dexterity, you're going to kind of hit a wall. Do any combination of those three fingers on the open, first, second, and third frets. Of course, we're going to bring in the pinky to the fourth fret. I can hear some people groaning. So pinky is the weakest of the fingers on my hand. My index is the strongest. Middle's pretty strong. Ring is weaker. Pinky is very weak compared to these others, but we need it. I like to incorporate the open string with that. We only have 4 fingers, so we're going to play in chunks of 4 frets. And we might bring that up. So let's say we bring it up the neck 1 fret. Notice how I'm keeping those fingers in place. If you played an orchestra in school, a violin or a viola or cello or bass, your teacher will get you to that note, add this and this and this, keep your fingers in place, and that's a position. You just hold on to that spot. You know, don't float them in space. Keep them kind of low to the fretboard, or actually holding. And you could go up one more fret. Yikes, I fell apart. Acoustic is hard to get up there, but yikes. Yikes. Yeah, just work your way up and be creative with your exercises. Getting your ring and pinky to work independently, I can't help but think of this kind of thing. Something like that. That sounded kind of gross, but index, doing a power chord, the old rock and roll business, and the pinky. Notice I'm keeping the index pressed down at the 2nd fret of the 5th string. I'm hitting with my ring finger on the 4th fret of the 5th string on the beat 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 2, 4, pinky. So index was locked down as 2nd fret. No way am I gonna pick that index up. You gotta kind of lock in. You can see the back of my neck. I always like to show that off, how it's kind of worn from just locking in down here at that position. My thumb wore a spot in the finish there. The back of my hand wore that, and my other side of my hand wore all that down to the bare wood. Just teaching lessons. So that's some ring and pinky. If you brought it up here, that's kind of tough for some of my students. That'd be index and ring at 3rd and 5th frets on the 6th and 5th strings. Power chord. Then the pinky crushes down at the 7th fret of the 5th string on the beat. If that's killing you, you just got to keep working that hand. If you can't think like this, you got to think big with your hand. And even shooting up to the 8th fret. Alright, you get the idea. So just be creative, work that hand, work on stretching every day, and I think you'll see progress. But it's probably a little uncomfortable. You got to push through that, and you can do it. I know you can. So keep working on your fretting hand.